It's your boys, Casey, and Travis is back this week. We really missed you guys this past week, and we can't wait to get this episode going.
What's up, guys? So last week I was pretty upset to see Will take my place in the video, but due to certain things, it had to happen, but he did alright, so I'll give him some credit.
Yeah, pretty well perceived. We did get back about 50 views, so let's keep that streak alive again. Let's make it 2 weeks in a row. This week we will be doing top takes from the past 2 weeks. We'll only be doing 5. Maybe a little surprise for you at the end. But let's get right into it.
Alright, guys, so at number 5, we're going to be doing the Cleveland Browns and their trades within the past 2 weeks. I mean, this offseason right now has been really big for them.
Yeah, it has. Over the course of a 24-hour span, they made a total of 4 trades, breaking the previous record of total trades in a 24-hour period, which was 3 at the time. First was for Tyrod Taylor from the Buffalo Bills in return for a third-round pick in the 2018 draft. I think this is big for them because now they actually have a quarterback that's well-known, well-perceived. I just think he was worth a little bit more than a third-round pick. How do you feel?
I've heard a lot of people say that Tyrod isn't the type of person to build around. I think he is. I mean, he's a really good quarterback.
He's got speed. He's got the arm.
Yeah, he's like a young Michael Vick. I mean, he can run if he needs to. He can pass.
I would like to see him take them somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely a good start for them.
Yeah, just in that trade alone.
Yeah.
Then on the offense, the Browns got Jarvis Landry for a 4th-round pick in 2018 and a 7th-round pick in 2019. Landry will be the Browns' first wide receiver that has ever previously had 100 receptions in a season, and could possibly be the first ever on the team.
Really?
With Tyrod at quarterback. Same thing with Josh Gordon. How do you think that's going to work out with that duo? Well, Josh Gordon and Jarvis Landry.
Even with Tyrod Taylor in Buffalo, he didn't have the best wide receivers, but he made them better.
Yeah.
He got the ball to them.
Yeah.
He knew where they needed it, so I think it's going to be a good fit.
Yeah, I really hope it works out.
Yeah.
Then there was the Green Bay trade, which was for Demarius Randall to the Browns. The Packers received Deshaun Kaiser, and then they swapped 4th and 5th round picks in this year's draft. So yes, the Browns lost draft picks, they went lower, but I think this will work out for them. And then finally, the Browns received a 3rd round pick for next year's draft for Danny Shelton, who was a former 1st round pick, and a 5th round pick for this year's draft.
Well, for next year, having a 3rd-round pick is really good because, I mean, they have 2 top 10s this year. Well, they did.
2 top 5s this year.
Yeah. And it's going to be good for them just because of the fact that even if they sign these players to 1-year deals, they're still going to rely on this next draft to even add to that.
Yeah, and Landry just got franchise tagged, I believe, by the Dolphins, which is huge.
Right.
I hope it ends up working out, but I don't know. In my opinion, and I'm saying this right now, on our YouTube channel, the Browns will get 5 wins this year. Minimum. They will get 5 wins. There's no doubt. If you argue, leave it in the comments, share this. I don't care. Make it go public. They're going to get 5 wins.
That's good.
I don't care. It's happening. This is their year. They're getting 5 fucking wins.
One thing they do need to add is some offensive line because although Tyrod can pass and run, he isn't the best for breaking away from tackles.
True.
So they're definitely going to need protection for him.
I think they have a good O-line. It's not awful. I mean, it is pretty bad. They did allow one of the most sacks per team last year. But I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good for the team. I think Tyrod's going to elevate this team. I think Jarvis Landry's going to elevate the team. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, just for the new additions, it's going to bring hope and confidence to these other players, which is going to make them play better.
Yeah.
So, guys, we have the Kirk Cousins as a landing spot. He finally chose a team he wanted to go to. He's the highest paid player in NFL history. I don't like this at all, personally. I'm a Kirk Cousins fan. I mean, I think he's really good as a quarterback, but highest paid, I just don't see it.
At 3 years, $28 million each year, a total of $86 million, and it's all guaranteed. $86 million guaranteed. That's $28 million a year. That's the most anybody's going to receive. Granted, Jimmy G shouldn't have gotten his contract, which set the way, which, like we said in that episode, it's going to set the way for everybody asking for more money. Kirk Cousins doesn't deserve $28 million a year. It's just not. It's not him. He's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but There's people that are better. They're like, I just don't think it's gonna work out in the end for Minnesota.
Yeah, well, it makes you think like all these other better quarterbacks and what their contracts are. I mean, it makes you think how well these teams are gonna do with their cap space.
Yeah, I don't know. 20 million's a lot of money this year.
If I was the Vikings, I personally wouldn't have.
Not that much. No way.
No.
28 million's a lot of money. Just like the Jets jokingly saying, "Oh, we'll give him 60 million." Whether that was a joke or not, which I'm sure if it wasn't a joke, he would have taken that deal.
Yeah.
But $60 million is a lot of guaranteed money in 1 year.
Yeah.
28 million is a lot. That's the most. You can't top it right now.
That's insane.
I don't see anybody getting paid more than that, but I don't think Kirk Cousins deserved to get that money.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserved it.
But if the Vikings are that confident, I mean,
I hope it works out. I just don't think it will. I don't think he'll perform his $28 million worth of money. So number 3, guys, we would be insane not to mention this, but March Madness. The upsets this year have been amazing. Just to start off, the first ever 16 over 1 seed happened. UMBC finally beat the number 1 overall seed of the whole entire bracket. Virginia was insane.
Yeah, I mean, we had Loyola Chicago on an unprecedented run.
Still going.
Yeah. And Kansas State over Kentucky, along with Xavier losing to FSU.
Along with Nevada over Cincy, there was also UNC drop to Texas A&M, Syracuse over Michigan State. Yes, Syracuse lost last night to Duke, but that was a damn good game for an 11 seed. Nobody thought Syracuse was even going to make it, and they did.
Yeah.
Buffalo over Arizona, Wichita State losing to Marshall. That was a huge bracket buster for anyone. But by far the best upset in history of this tournament, since it came to fruition, is UMBC over Virginia.
Yeah.
It's huge. You can't.
I was really shocked personally. I mean,
I had a perfect bracket until Arizona lost. My only other loss in the first round was that UMBC game, and I'm damn proud that was my loss.
yeah.
Like, I'm proud. Like, I was shocked. I was at work, and I was sitting there at 11 o'clock at night at work, and just in awe. I didn't know how to react. I was like, holy shit, it finally happened.
Yeah.
Of all the teams that did it, it's this team. I didn't know what to say. I was literally in awe, like my mouth had dropped. I was watching the game at work. I had it out on my beats. It was crazy.
So, what do you think the reason is for all these upsets? Do you think it's like underappreciating these other teams?
I wouldn't say underappreciation. I was actually reading up on this after UMBC had lost. How many people actually pick like 16 seeds over 1 seed each year? And it's actually, the percentage has been going up. In 2011, it was 1.1% of brackets had at least 16 seed over a 1 seed. And now it's up to 5%, which, 5%. But that's still a decent amount.
Yeah.
I think it's... As for, like, the rest of them, it happens all the time.
Really?
But, like, the Elite 8 right now is going to be a 9 seed versus an 11 seed for the first time ever.
Yeah.
So you can't really say, like, that's anything to shy at either.
Right.
Yes, 9 seeds have made it this far. Yes, 11 seeds have made it this far. But it's never been both of them versus each other.
Right.
Because one of them always falls apart. And Loyola College has a chance to win this all. The way they have been playing, yes, people are saying they are getting lucky with their buzzer beaters and game winners. But if they can hit the shot, they hit the shot. If that's what it takes to win, that's what it takes to win.
Yeah.
You win by 1 point, you still win the game. I think they have a shot to win it. If Villanova and Kansas advance to the Final Four and they face off against each other, Villanova will win. But the other half of that bracket is a toss-up because of who's playing right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to watch because all these underrated teams they're coming in confidence and just playing their game.
Yeah.
That's all.
I love it because, like you said, it might be like underrepresentation or like they're being scrutinized for being a lower seed, and then they come through and smack people. Like I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's
proving
like
people wrong.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
And the UMBC game over Virginia, complete domination. There was Virginia couldn't compete. Weren't making shots. Turnovers were high. They couldn't do anything to compete, and they were the number 1 overall seed in the whole bracket. Number 16 was the worst. UMBC was the worst seed in the bracket. Virginia was the best seed in the bracket, and they crushed them. It makes me happy because it's like, shit, that's what I live for, dude.
That's what's exciting about sports.
Yeah. That's what I chose. That's why I chose what I chose to do in my life, because it's over the top. It's shit like that I live for, because there's no other way to experience it.
Yeah.
In what other way can you have somebody that's down on their luck that can never do it beat somebody else?
Come in and just start
A David and Goliath type story. Not that I even know that story because I'm not very religious, but it's that type of story.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right. So guys, another thing we wanted to talk about was Dwight Howard dropping 32 points.
But wait, there's more.
He also dropped 30 rebounds.
But wait, there's more.
Oh my god. And that's it. That's all. He didn't do anything else. At all. Anyways.
I think it's pretty great. I mean, 30 boards, like, we were sitting here talking about this the other night, and when you told me, it took me a minute to click. You said 30 points and 30 boards, and I was like, oh shit, alright. And then I was like, what? 30 boards? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, nobody else, that's like a team's whole game.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think an average for a team is about 49 to 60.
That's
Crazy.
Yeah, that's an insane amount. I could not imagine getting 30 boards. That's...
You know, I personally always have liked Dwight Howard. I mean, I don't like that he's gone downhill for no reason.
I mean, I always liked him, but he was always an asshole.
That's a fact.
So I never really, like...
But the way he used to dominate the paint, so he had a reason to be. So, I don't know. But it was really, really good for me to see him doing this, because it's been a long time since
Yeah,
he's
and
had a game like
he's
this.
always been good. Like, he's always been that type of player. There's always hype when he moves.
Yep.
But it's just never... You know what I mean? I liked him as a player because I knew he was good. But the past few years, ever since he went to the Lakers, I'll say, he's been, I would say, mediocre at best. Not to be a dick or anything, but mediocre at best because of how he's played.
Right. But props to him for getting those stats. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually, like you said, I'm really happy for him because hopefully it turns his career around.
Yeah.
Yes, people can still say he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but, like, right now, to me, like, he's not a Hall of Famer. Like, he's just not.
Yeah.
He's not to me. He hasn't played enough to be a Hall of Famer.
Right now, role player.
Yeah.
You know, actually, since we're talking about the Hornets, let's talk about Kemba's big game real quick.
That was crazy.
I mean, Kemba's my man. He always has been for the longest
I love
time.
Kemba Walker. Yeah, they just crushed the Grizzlies by, like, 45, 50 points. Like,
So,
he had over 45 points and only 18 shots, and I believe it was 10 for 14 from 3.
yeah.
I think the rest were on mid-range layups or free throws.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Yeah, wow.
Wow! Look at that
18
shot!
shots to have 45 points like that. That is on your point. So number one this week, guys, we're talking about the brow, Anthony Davis. He has been on a literal tear since Boogie has went out in January, dude.
I love talking about Anthony Davis because I just thought of this last night, and ever since Boogie's been out, and even with him a little bit, he's just been tearing up teams left and right. I mean, it's crazy. Out of 15 games, only 3 games had below 26 points. He averaged 33.9 points, 13.2 boards,
It's crazy.
2.3 assists, 2.3 steals, and 2.6 blocks, and shot over 50% from the field over the month of February alone.
In the month of March, he only has 2 games out of 12 that he did not score over 20 points. Mind you, one of those games he did not play in. So the 12 games the Pelicans have played, 11 of them he scored over 20 because one he didn't play.
That's crazy.
Only 3 of those 11 that he had played in, he had at least 1 steal. In one of those 11 games he played, he had at least 1 block. In all but 1 game. So in 10 of those games, he's had at least 1 steal, 20 points, 1 block, minimum of 1 assist in every game since February 10th. Minimum. That's not including his triple-double with 10 blocks.
Oh my god.
He is in talks for MVP now, but do you think he can keep up with his pace and possibly win MVP?
I hope he can keep up with his pace. I mean, so far he's doing it. He's already done it for 2 months.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
that's a long time.
True.
And because of that, the Pelicans are climbing to the top of not top of the West, but top 5 Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because the teams they'd be going against.
With what they have, they should not be performing this well.
Yes.
With what he has, he should not be performing this well.
Right.
Yes, he's a great player, but with who's around him, it
should not be getting stats.
Yeah, like it's comparable to what LeBron James does every night. With what he had, he was doing great, but it's crazy what he's doing, especially at his position. This many points, this many boards, this many blocks, steals, assists. This is really good. Well, I really hope he keeps the pace up.
Yeah. Well, it makes you think, like, LeBron's been doing it ever since his rookie season.
Yeah.
And granted, Anthony Davis has just started doing this, but because he's doing it, he should be in the same talk as LeBron. Because it's because of Anthony Davis that the Pelicans have a winning record.
And I'm not saying you don't hear anything about it, because I've been seeing it over the past month or two about how he's been on a tear. He's been really good these past couple months since Boogie has went out in January before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like, oh yeah, LeBron did this last night and then it's talked about for a week. You know what I mean? He's doing this every night.
Yeah.
Yes, LeBron does it every night too, but Anthony Davis has done it every night for 2 months. He deserves some recognition, in my opinion.
I mean, like you said, I see it all over the place now, but I just feel like he's still not getting enough recognition for what he's doing.
Like you still see it, but it's not anything that you should.
Right.
He deserves more, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He deserves to be looked at higher after these past 2 months.
Right.
He deserves a little bit more recognition come the end of the season. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
So guys, our surprise this week is one extra top take. While we were writing this, we had just finished our quick script of what we wanted to do for the top takes, and as soon as we finished, we found out that Steph Curry had went down with a knee injury. And so we were all like, oh, what's going to happen? Like, we hope it's nothing serious. And we got the update a couple minutes later that he has torn his MCL. I guess a teammate has fallen on him. I haven't seen the video. That's just what we've heard. Prayers out to him.
Yeah.
What do you think this means for the Golden State Warriors with Steph is probably going to be out indefinitely for the rest of the season. He might be able to make playoffs if they make a long push.
Yeah.
KD is out till the playoffs. Draymond, I'm not even sure if he's even going to play till the playoffs because of his groin contusion. It's three of their biggest players. Yes, they still have Clay, and yes, they still have somebody else. But I don't know, dude. I don't think it's going to work out. I think which I've heard analysts say, like, the Golden State Warriors have gotten lucky over their playoff runs the past 3-4 years with injuries for the other team, just like the Cavs.
Right. With Kyrie.
Yeah. It's their year to get injuries, apparently. And what do you think this means for them?
Me personally, I mean, obviously it's the top three players on the team. They're not going to be as good. That's just common sense. But I think they might still make a push, and I think they're still going to go for it because, granted, the three best players are gone, but Steve Kerr does know how to run a team.
Yeah,
he does know how to keep a team intact and how to.
Obviously they're still going to make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they're going to clinch their division.
Yeah, but I think they're going to go just as far because
I don't know about just as far, but like once that playoffs start, we'll see. Like we'll see over these next couple weeks what's the deal because it's going to be rough. I think it's going to be rough. They're obviously still going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're obviously still going to play very well.
Right.
But I just think it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get to the finals this year if they do it.
Yeah, for sure. But although I don't like the Warriors personally, just because that's me as a person.
Yeah.
But that team knows how to play together.
Yeah,
Every person knows what everyone needs to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to.
I'm sure Steve Kerr has worked that mentality all the way down through the lineup.
Yeah, I mean
throughout all his players that he's had to deal with on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all know how to play.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all know what to do with this team.
And granted, I've run into a lot of people that say Steve Kerr isn't a great coach. He's just had great players, and it doesn't
that's
matter.
any coach. That's what makes a great coach is great players who learn how to play.
Yeah.
If they can play to anybody, they can play to anybody.
Exactly. And the thing Steve Kerr has done is, yes, I guess you can say that they're not as good because they went 73-9, brought in Kevin Durant, won less games, but that doesn't matter because they won the championship.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Steve Kerr molded these guys together so they can play. And
Adding Kevin Durant changes that whole chemistry.
Yeah.
And yes, they're all great players. Yes, they've played together on all-star teams, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
there's still that type of coach. If you don't have a coach that can coach anybody, great players, bad players, which the Warriors have bad players, the Warriors have great players. And if you can't coach both to be great players, to be a great team, you're not going to be considered a great coach. And Steve Kerr is a great coach. He does a great job at coaching teams.
Yeah.
Regardless of who's on it.
And it truly does bother me that they say he's not a good coach because I think he is.
Yeah, I think he's a great coach. I think he's got what it takes.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's won 2 chips.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, that concludes this week's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it.
Be sure to let us know in the comments what you guys think of this episode, what we can do to make it better for you. Like and hit that subscribe button, and so you liked what you saw today.
Also, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, guys. We really hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and always remember,
1 phrase,
6 words.
Ben Ballin,
Still ballin', stay ballin'.
Tell a hater get up out